Hey guys, what's up? My name is Hayden from the Magical Killer Cow YouTube channel, and today I'm back with another video for you guys. For the first time in a very long time, I've been excited to make a video because, as a lot of you know, I don't really play pub TF2 anymore. It's just not a thing I do, so that kind of makes it difficult for me to make videos on public Team Fortress 2. Here we have a demo, as you can see by this little box. This is my new Sixes team. We're not the greatest. I'm a Division 4 player. Just a pre-warning, I'm not going to be able to give you the best advice out there. What I can give you is just kind of an insight of what I've learned. I've been playing Sixes for like a couple months now. And I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm the worst. I'm not the greatest, but I'm not the worst. So this was a request kind of style thing. Oh, let me go offline on Steam. That's probably a smart thing to do. This was kind of a request style video. Somebody said that I should review some of my demos on my last video. A lot of people got annoyed by what I said in my last video as well. I apologize about that. I didn't mean to. I just said that I wasn't really motivated. Whatever the case is, this is a scrim that we played a few days ago. This team is a new team. This is nice Jewish guys, and we're going Div 4 next season. So we're not the greatest team, quite new, trying to learn how everybody plays, but this is just a scrim that we played on process. I'm just going to walk you through what I do, what I'm doing, what my team is doing. This is a couple days ago. I'm not entirely sure what fully happened at every minute, but I'll give you as big of an insight as I possibly can. And yeah, I play Roma, by the way, so I'll probably put that in the title. But let's go. Let's just resume that. Let me turn down my volume on my headset. So this is process. Generally, it depends on what Drudel wants me to do. Drudel is the main caller, so I believe he told me to go slow or something this mid, so I probably went slow. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to go fast, and maybe I just fucked up. I'm not entirely sure. So now it's just the mid fight. Basically, my main aim is just to counter jump their soldiers, get them off these crates, because the crates is just an open spot to spam down on. I see that soldier taking a lot of damage. I try to progress across that, but he has two scouts with him, so I can't really do anything there. I see him jump towards our medic, so I try follow up on him. I can't get anything done on this scout because I'm bad. And in the meantime, my team is trying to get kills, but the positioning was quite bad, so I try to take my medic out of this fight, and then I check the scoreboard and realize that it was just a demo and a medic up, I believe it was. So that was just kind of enough reason to go back in. I jump away from my medic for a second there. I'm not entirely sure why, but the scout on our demo managed to clean that up. So honestly, if you're playing Roma, because that's just the perspective I'm looking at, so this is probably going to be more useful if you play Roma. Yeah, basically, I missed the air shot. I was so annoyed with that. If you play Roma, you're just waiting, listening to damage, jumping when you see or hear a lot of damage and just jumping into them. So now I'm just on this point. You know, I have nothing to do at this point. I could go kind of sit by my combo a little bit, but I may as well just sit on this point. You know, make sure I'm not taking the same spam as everybody else. Try to split up. I don't want to get rushed from like the lower left door. So now we have that uber advantage. We killed their medic on the mid point, I believe. So now my aim is just trying to get the medic down, make sure there's no heals on this last point whilst my team come in and focus the point. Now the aim is the pyro. The pyro is going to be able to air blast people off, so a lot of focus goes on to him. And I'm not entirely sure what happens. Yeah, we fuck up that somehow. Mainly because I jumped in for the medic. That pyro needed to be focused much more faster, and it was just kind of a sloppy push in the way of where we're going in from. Here I go spy, and I don't mean to go spy, or I do mean to go spy, but then the cap second much faster than I anticipated, so now I'm just stuck as spy. Honestly, I off-class as spy like whenever I can. It's nice if you lose all of your players pushing into last, you can just go spy and try go for a back cap. Fortunately though, they don't see me. I get a nice backstab onto droids to the medic, and that's a free pick for me. That's a medic uber advantage for us, and that just means that we can have a little bit of spare time to have that advantage. Maybe repush mid. Our medic goes down though. As I said, I'm not a high division player. I play Division 4, so I'm not the most experienced player. So the main issue with what I'm giving you is it's not the most advanced tips. Something that I can give you to... I know my audience is more of a... Oh, let me just turn that back on. I know my audience is more of a pub-related community, I guess. Like, most of the people are just coming from pubs. So what I can tell you... is kind of the basics and the fundamentals of this. So hopefully that's what I'm going to be able to do. Essentially, if you kill the enemy medic, you're waiting for their medic to jump, or for somebody to jump your medic, because they just want to get rid of that uber advantage you have. Now we switch over to Kritzkrieg. Kritzkrieg is used well in kind of surprise situations where they don't expect it. So that's what I was kind of going off here, or our team was going off. You know, we were waiting for them to not expect the crits, go into them and destroy them. And that's kind of the plan. I'm not sure if it works. I call these both scouts in here. I get one of them. I'm on 8 HP. I'm feeling ballsy, and I run to the med pack. But whilst that happened, Hedgehog, the enemy soldier, managed to get like a 4k or something. So I jump up. I go for the medic. I cock up my rockets. It happens. I think I got a kill in that somewhere. Oh, no, I didn't. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Yeah, I cock up my rockets there. I should have been able to get him. I just messed up, and that's something that happens. You know, you're not going to be able to get the med picks every time. So that's the first round to the enemy team. We didn't win this game, just a pre-warning, just a bit of a spoiler. I apologize. But yeah, this isn't a game we won. And I feel that's probably more beneficial because, you know, even if I wasn't making these videos, I'd probably go back over some demos and I just see, you know, where did I go wrong? So now I jump over. I expected their demo to be much faster and I'd be able to get a fast rocket onto him as he went for the health pack. He doesn't do that though, and I don't get him. I'd take way too long to kill that soldier, but again, it was just, I think this was like my first or second game of the day, so I call that to understandable. I'm trying and I'm just missing my rockets, and that's the main thing that's letting me down there. I was chasing that soldier a bit too aggressively. I wasn't really acknowledging where my team was. And as Roma, you know, your life is kind of disposable. It's kind of a wild card. You know, you can throw it to the side every so often just to try go for some ridiculous play. And that's understandable. But there, it was just kind of me just going way too aggressive over the midpoint. Going a bit too far onto the soldier, as I said, not really acknowledging where my team is. And that just led me to lose that quite easily. So now there's Soldier. I see him take a lot of damage, so of course I'm just going to be jumping in and following him up. Now I run back to my medic. I'm very low. I'm not entirely essential at this point. I can spam a little bit by choke, but right now all I'm doing is just making sure they don't walk through the flank. And I think I move over to IT now. Yeah, I should do. Maybe not. I guess it was a call to maybe go towards choke. But it looks like I'm going to be holding sewers. IT for Soldier is probably more beneficial. You can just kind of spam down. It has that height advantage. Sewers is easy to hold, depending. But, you know, not always. Here, I didn't hear the call that they'd pushed in so far. My plan was just to kind of come up onto them when, like, they came through choke. And I jump in, trying to get some play. You know, if I'm stuck behind them, there's not really much I can do. And as they were going for the point, I thought I'd go for a bit of a play. But that doesn't work either. Yeah. I don't know, a lot of this you'll see. I'm not the greatest player. I'm going to keep saying that before I get called like a shitter in the comments and everything. It is a thing that I'm not the greatest soldier, and I do fuck up a lot. But I think looking back at your demos, looking back at what you've done is a nice way to improve. You see what you've done wrong and you can better yourself in next games, and that's my plan. And I also checked the logs for this, and it was like quite high up, I think. I'll take a picture of the logs and I'll put it on at like the end of the video or something. I think I did damage at some point. But yeah, right now, again, going back to the more of the basic tips. I guess all of it's basics. I don't need to highlight that. My team's pushing out. The scouts are needed for capping. The combo and the demos are needed for actual damage. So now I'm left on last, making sure that nobody pushes onto that. I don't want any back caps. I want to make sure nothing happens there. You also should be kind of wary about off classes when you... like are holding last and you push out of it. It is common for a team just off class. So now we have the second point. They can't do anything until they get that back. And now the soldier's overextended. I call that to my team as our soldier or our combo, which is the medic and the pocket, are falling out. I chase him. As I said, off class is common, so I decided to go for that. And the spy was down. There, I feel like I should have had more support from my team. I'm not sure what the calls are. Of course, you know, when you're playing this, you're talking to each other, you're kind of communicating in that way. So I don't know what the call was. I don't know if that was me being stupid jumping into those scouts or if it was called for me to make a bit of room. Equally, like as a roamer, I'm not going to be main calling. I'm kind of sorry, I'm kind of just listening to what the medic wants me to do, and I just do whatever Judah wants, just because that way, you know, the medic's job is to avoid spam, make sure they don't drop Uber, and count Ubers is the main job. And then, you know, if the medic has a lot of free time, that means he can basically just main goal, or she, you know, girls main medic. Sometimes, I guess. So yeah, there I was just kind of listening to my medic. I got the demo though in that exchange, and the demo is a big damage dealer, which is somebody crucial to pick off. The soldier's really close, so I call that, get some spam onto him, call the scout on the left, and then jump up top. Soldier is very much height advantage based, so if I jump on top of those crates, that scout isn't going to be able to do as much as he could if I was on equal level playing field with him, and I'm going to be able to do much more towards him. So that was just something that I did. You know, I called it, my team knew where that scout was, and then I made my way up onto the top. There was a player behind us. I jumped behind to try find him, but I don't find him, and I just kind of wasted a bit of time. We could have used this time to just push, and they'd have had less people up. So we did waste a little bit of time there. Again, that's something to improve, you know, knowing only setting like one person to go back for him. Sometimes you can either send a person to go back and kill the player, or you can just leave them behind you, because they're not going to be able to do that much if they're behind you. You just have to be cautious of them. Soldiers going down, I call that. I get a big air shot or a wall shot, I don't know. But that's going in a frag video, definitely. Just make sure my medic's safe. The pocket can only do so much. You know, the pocket, they can run out of shotgun and they can run out of rockets just as much if they just kind of get thrown off a little bit. So it is nice as a roamer just to be able to jump away, get back onto my medic if he needs it. I sack for the point there. That's just kind of a way of attracting all the enemy players to run towards the point, try get something done about it. And that's exactly what I was doing there. So, you know, it was okay for me to die. I wasn't expected to do that much. And I was going to be on a little fight on last, and we managed to get that eventually. It took a little while, but that's okay. So now it's 1-1 scoreline. And, you know, TF2, I always say that TF2 is like a momentum-based game, so as soon as you get like a couple rounds, you pick up the momentum and it just becomes kind of a roll. So that's exactly what you're kind of trying to do. I got the call to go slow this time, so I decided to go slow, stick with my medic, make sure I can counter jump if needed. Our scout goes down really early in that fight, some stickies. I guess they just played a really aggressive mid. As you can see, they're just all over our team. That's 3 players down. So now, as they're going to be getting out, I go for the medic. I cock that up so much, and apparently the demo died in that as well, so I kind of almost let my medic die. I think I save him. I'm sure I save him. Do I not? No, I don't think I do. Yeah, the scout runs in and gets him. It was a sloppy mid. We should have backed out much earlier. And that's something to consider, you know, when you should be backing out. You don't want to be staying in for too long. You don't just want to let their team just completely wipe you on mid and they just roll to last, because that's 100% Uber advantage. There's nothing you can do about it. And that's just something you don't want. So now we wiped at mid. They had 100% Uber advantage. They capped second for free because we can't contest it. And now they're just walking into last. And there's nothing we can do. We're only just getting respawners. We're trying to get onto it. There's sticks all over. All I want to do is try to get onto this point. Bully whoever's on it. Off. Yak gets a nice pipe onto me. And that brings the scoreline up again. So, as I said, game of momentum. Keeping it going. Rolling with it is something that's important to consider, because it happens, and you need to make sure that that doesn't happen, essentially. I've been talking for a long time and I didn't get any water, so this is a bad idea. And let me know if you like these kinds of videos, by the way. Here we go. I go aggressive this mid. I got kind of distracted by that soldier jumping at me, but I got a rocket onto the demo man. Now, that is actually quite important, because that demo man does a lot of damage at mid, and if he's got less health, then he's going to be more hesitant to go do anything. So that was quite... not the best mid. I could have probably done more, but I got double scout rushed. As you saw, both scouts are dominating me. They're just completely all over us right now. Like I said, we're a new team. We're not entirely sure how we work. I'd like to think we've improved since this scrim. This is like the first scrim we played. So I'd like to think we've improved since then. And we also had a Merc demo, which I guess that probably threw us off a bit. Also, I'd like to do more of these. Let me know if you enjoy them, and let me know if I should add like relaxing music in the background. I was going to put it on, but I don't want to ruin the video by doing shit like that. There, I probably should have pulled out my rocket launcher to get rid of my escape plan so I could get heals faster. I didn't. I just kind of ran towards him. I couldn't do much there. I did get the soldier and juggled him in though. As you saw, as a roamer, usually holding last to your bottom left, watching that point. As they push in, you just kind of shoot rockets at them. A lot of the time, people will just rush in to cause a distraction or anything, and that's just a free pick. And negating anything they can do is quite important. Yeah, now we're going to mid again. I don't know what my jumps are there. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I'm up on the right hand side. I just try to get a bit of spam onto the demo, but if you look, they have that high ground advantage, and that's just completely dicking on all of us. We're getting completely shut down. They're simply out DMing us. I'm not gonna lie, the team we were playing is just simply better than us in a lot of different ways. But you know, they just simply out DM'd us. They got onto the high ground. Even the scouts on a high ground can do much more, as well as the soldiers. So, you know, it just makes it more difficult for them to hit. And that's what you want, you know. They want you to not hit them. So now I'm going to be... I go to rollout. I'm not entirely sure why. I back off there, which is probably a smart idea. You know, if you're going 1 versus 6, it's not going to happen. And you need players for last. Soldier's going to be bombing in. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking at the ground, I guess. Where am I going? Okay. I'm rocket jumping back. I see a soldier. He gets Ubered. I get a double air shot on him. One was a wall shot. I think both of them were, though. So it counts. But they Ubered. So I can't do anything about that. And, you know, get in the mid. Get in second. Go into last. And this is where they pick up the momentum. You know, it's 4-1. If you don't know, the rules are a win difference of 5, so they have to get 6 rounds. And a little bit of a spoiler, they do. And I feel like you can clearly see, if you look back at the demo, you know, in the heat of the moment, you don't really realize what's going wrong. But if you look back at the demo, I think you can clearly see, like, what was happening. Here we go. I go aggressive. Here's something that I do a lot. I don't know if it's a good strat. It's just something I do. I jump to their sewer very fast. Now, essentially what this does for me is, 1, I'm on a platform. Even that slight height advantage is beneficial to me. And 2, it distracts some of their players. Often they'll send like a scout and a soldier in for me. And if they're sending 2 players just to come kill me, then that's a 5 versus 4 scenario on mid, which is much better. Plus I'll be able to do damage to the 2 players that are in sewer, and that's even better for me. You know, as a roamer, I'm listening to calls, but I am kind of playing away from where a lot of the main action is happening. You know, I'm not with the combo all the time. I'm not really holding with my demo, or sometimes I'll be with my scout on a flank if I'm holding a point or something. But a lot of the time, I'm kind of a lone ranger. Like, I'll come with a scout. You know, the scout and me are the flank, basically. But you know, in situations like that, I don't have anybody else with me. So I can get kind of thrown off and away from like where everybody else is. There, this demo gets so close to getting away, and he does get away, I'm sure. Yeah, I got so many rockets. He picked up the health pack, and I was frustrated. It's one of those kills that I just felt like I deserved, and it was frustrating. Mesh kills himself there with a big old rocket to the floor. And now, you know, just the scouts completely rushing us. Quality DM. I don't know which the scouts are, but they were simply out DMing us. We just couldn't kill them, apparently. And as you can see by the chat agrees as well. So now I'm sat on last. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. I keep getting text messages and it's lighting up. So yeah, now I'm just kind of sat waiting around, waiting for my team to respawn. You know, I don't want to push into them. If I push into the enemy team, again, it's just a player down. That's not going to be beneficial in any way. Waiting for my team to respawn, just wanting to hold this point. The scout's rushing in, and this is where I try get towards him. He's taking a lot of damage, so what I want to do is try help him. I come up top here. I get a soldier. I was actually aiming for the medic, because a lot of people say not to focus the medic. You know, if the people that the medic has to heal are dead, then he can't do anything. But, you know, getting the medic, it's no heals, and the heals are pretty fast. So, you know, if they're going to be getting the heals back, it just makes it much harder. So sometimes it depends on like my positioning and the enemy's positioning, but it can be beneficial to sack for the medic sometimes. And I tried to get him, but Omni stood in the way apparently. Here I am. I cock up my jump so much. I was going to be going for sewer. I cock that up a lot. I don't get focused at all. Until the scout comes towards me, and the scout takes a lot from me, and he gets juggled. And even just doing damage on these mid fights, it either forces the medic to heal that other player, or it forces them to back out. And either way, it's going to be good for us. We're on Critics Creed though. We're backing out. We need to keep Drudel alive if we want any chance, because, you know, they need to win one more round and it's over. Drudel gets some nice dodges and gets all the way back to last as well. And they're going to be coming on to second. I think we crits on to second. We should do. It'd be logical to crits. And there we go. We crits. It was kind of, I don't know what happened. I guess he crits quite early. And that, I don't know. There was players there, we tried critsing onto it, it didn't really work. We're coming into them here though. I'm on 26 HP, I have to back out for health. And like I said, you know, as soon as you get that damage done, then they're just going to be able to push in with, or they're not going to be able to push in with it, which is exactly what I want. This is the part my internet cut out and it really annoyed me. So, there we go. There's the game, because I lagged out and I couldn't do anything. That's probably not the reason why it happened, but that did in fact happen. That's basically the end of the game. That's the win difference, just the config was fucked up, so I think it just changes that. Yeah, there we go, the win difference to 5, and that's the game. That's my Team Fortress 2 main menu. That was my Soldier, or Roma POV demo review, I guess. It was requested. I'm sorry that I'm not the greatest player. I can't give you the top tactics. Tic-tacs. What is it? Yeah, it's tactics. I'm sorry I can't give you the best advice. I'm giving you advice from what I've learned and just things, like I said, my viewers are mainly pub oriented. So I guess me doing this is maybe beneficial to the people that play pub and would like to get into competitive. TF2lobby.com and TF2center.com. And TF2pickup.net are the main ones where if you want to get into pugging and you want to get into competitive, I recommend it. It's fun. I stream it a lot as well. And, you know, sometimes people watch that. I stream my Highlander and Sixes, scrims, and officials. So if you'd like to watch that, you can check out my stream. I think I have a link in the description. I'll probably put on there. Mine has been Hayden. Thank you so much to everybody that has tuned in to this video. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want me to put like background music in it for future videos, because apparently that might make it a bit better, so you're not just listening to my voice for 20 minutes. Thanks for watching. Mine has been Hayden, and I'll catch you all in the next one.